Welcome back to the channel. This week, just a random video. There's some throwing at least this time. This weekend is my first tournament of the year, my first Sanction tournament. I think I've played in 3 unsanctioned so far. Maybe nervous, excited, all the fun things you should be feeling. So I'm gonna kind of go around how I look at this tournament, the little mental aspects and stuff, and just kind of set up the narrative for the weekend. I'm playing a B tier this weekend, 2 rounds at Sunset Hills, 1 round at Northwood Black, 2 on Saturday, both shotgun start, 1 on Sunday tea times. I really wish Sunday was shotgun, so it would be like earlier in the day, because it's a broken record, but I work 12 hours from 11 to 11, Sunday night to Monday morning. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the first course. Actually, before we talk about that, let's talk about the weather. It's supposed to be a high of 28, 15 to 25 mile an hour winds, and Sunset has a lot of water. I just played a practice round, which you'll see some shots in this video, and boy, it was windy, and it was 55 degrees. So go ahead and crank that down to about half the temperature, and give us wind, and we'll see what happens. It's a little demoralizing, I would say. But yeah, pop up a picture of the weather right here over my hand. Hopefully you can't see my hand right now. You're seeing the weather. Just looks like a terrible, terrible time to play disc golf, but we'll see. Things I like about the weather being cold, I think it takes stress off your putter, and the wind also takes stress off your putter. So that is the weakest part of, I feel, everyone's game when you get back into it, into this when you're in the spring. I feel like being a little bit out of shape, obviously, maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot, we're moving past that though. Being out of shape, and then I think putting is where you get the most rusty during the winter. The feel on your putter is so pivotal, and you kind of lose that when it's cold, right? So I kind of like the feeling of not being as stressed on the green. So I think that kind of not evens the playing field, but it makes one of my weaker traits not exploited as badly, So being able to throw over stable plastic and wind is super helpful. Having a big arm, thankfully I do have these things, but confidence. You're going to have to control, you're going to have to commit through the wind with overstable plastic. All right, so let's go with a little bit of overview of the course. Sunset Hills is, if I had to guess, probably like 8,000 feet or so. Quick disclaimer, I'm using the Ledgestone course caddy guide and the FPO tee pads. They play 2 different tee pads in the MPO, so my distances are off on a couple of them. So hole 1 and hole 2, I'm playing different tee pads, so that's why I say different distances. Okay, back to the thing. Starts out hole 1, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be overlaying video. Hopefully I'll give you some visual representation, but hole 1 is 730, I believe. OB left, OB right. The OB right's harder to find than the OB left, and it usually plays into a headwind. Just down a golf fairway, the upshot is roughly, if you have a tailwind, it could be as short as 200 feet into the green. Or if you have a headwind, it could be as long as 400 feet into the green. Just all depends. The green is on a very steep slope, like so. My watch would be the water, essentially. My ring would be the basket. And yeah, so that's that. Hole 2 is 500 feet, slightly downhill, par 3, OB tee box right, OB lake long right, but easy to achieve because the elevation drops. And the cart path on the left is OB. Hole 3 is probably about 400 feet, upper 300s. Cart path on the right is OB, green along left is OB, surrounded by 3 bunkers. It's pretty insane. I think it's a par 3 at that. Hole 4, downhill, 380 feet, 60 feet, over a lake, deceivingly far for some reason. I don't know why. But lake short, bunkers, hazard all around it, green to the right. Hole number 5 is a mid 200 foot hole with a lake short, which you think you shouldn't be able to go into, but Adam is about to prove that to be possible in the video you'll see in just a moment. And to the left, there's the lake as well, which crazily came into play on my shot too. So you'll see some very interesting shots in that. Hole 6 is roughly a 700-foot par 4, just over a rolling hill, down to a flat, over a pond with a retaining wall. And there's a tee box for the golf course, OB to the right. Hole 7, probably the worst hole in the course if I had to guess. Just a stock par 4 where you don't really have enough room to crush it. You can throw a giant hyzer or a roller, but there's 2 golf fairways left and right that are OB. Hole 8 is an uphill 300-ish foot shot with a bunker right to the right of it. I'd run away to the left. You'll see a giant rollaway from Adam in the video and a golf green to the right as well. Hole number, I'm losing track, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a downhill 520 foot maybe par 4. The play, in my opinion, is the hyzer. There's a pond short of the basket, and the basket's also elevated on a stump. You've heard me say water on a lot of these holes already, so it's a common theme. And I'm not going to do this with Northwood Black. You guys know that course well enough. Hole number 10 is a 300 and I'll go like 295, almost 300 foot shot where a weeping willow tree kind of blocks the right side, and it's kind of a sidearm. You're throwing out of a little tunnel. Not a bad hole. Not a bad hole at all. Hole 11 is one of the best holes in the course, like 380, I believe, 382. Down a hill, lake to the right, the basket's right by it on a little collar. So if you're bailing out to the left as a righty, throwing backhand, you're going to be running your putt right at the water there. All right, so they changed these holes, and it's really screwing with my head, as you can see. Hole number 12, downhill 350-ish feet. Water to the right, water long, OB practice tee box for the driving range to the left. The next one is an uphill 200 and something feet island shot with tall grass around the island. These holes are going to prove to be very difficult in the wind. There's just a lot of OB. All right, after that, we have a 320-something foot hole with not really danger. Maybe a little OB to the right in the tall prairie grass, and then OB left tall prairie grass, but you're really not going to have to worry about that stuff. After that, there is a par 4 that's probably in the 550 range. You want to throw your shot out low ceiling, go around the corner, and then tunnel your up shot into the green. And then after that, we have 16, which is a 300, mid 300 foot hole. Very tough in the wind. If lefties or a big sidearm player will probably eat on this hole, I was going to say. We'll probably feast on this hole. Let's use that word. It's just a tough hole. I like to throw a mid-range on it, but if it's windy, you can't necessarily do that. So I might throw a Tesla, accept my fate of just having a 30-foot comeback putt or something. 17, OB everywhere, Mander to the right. Once again, common trait, probably 470 or so. A perfect drive, you'll drive the mouth and have like a 60-foot putted eagle, but usually people land a little short and have to contest. It's flat on top, prairie grass left OB, Mando right. Then it goes down the hill, and the basket's on a similar slope to my hand there, but you're looking down the hill like that, so it's probably a slope like that. Big rollaways can happen, and the last hole is 360 feet, if memory serves me correct, over a valley, pretty much on top of a hill, over a valley, and the basket's on the other side. OB to the right, and that's really the only OB I would say. They have like a wedding venue area up there. That's OB. So that's Sunset Hills. Now we've talked about it. We've looked at a little visual representation. I didn't play a whole round. It was so windy. I was more or less practicing and throwing a lot of shots and getting a ton. So enjoy some random clips from Sunset Hills, and then I'll check back in with you in a moment. Man, my glasses are really blue. I am now getting ready to play Sunset Hills. Funny thing about these glasses, since they are so blue, I looked at these trees over here. I'll show you in a moment. I thought I had some like Dr. Seuss type thing. I've been up for a long time, some crazy things might be happening, but what the heck did they do to these trees? Check this out. What is happening over here? Isn't that crazy? Like, I don't understand it. All right, we're gonna throw some distance up. not our disc either. I don't know whose it is. It's signed by Big Germ though, whatever. We actually both made some good putts. Took off my stupid glasses and here we are.
Oh no! Oh no! What the? No branches.
Oh!
That'll do.
See a certified banger. Oh my God! Look at it go! Look at it go! Look at it go! This is why we love the Matrix.
Oh my god, a lot of wind. This is crazy.
Not a chance. In case you guys are wondering, that disc was never to be seen again. But he was he was hyping up that shot, so I had to film it. So yeah, guys, I am beyond excited to start the year, to get Sanction disc golf going again. I love the grind. I am all about it. I'm a little anxious, but my expectations are low. I'm also ambitious. It's kind of counterintuitive, but I'm just so excited to get going with the grinding, and I love it. Decent pro field, like 20 or so people, a bunch of solid players. Just seeing friends, you know, we haven't seen them all winter. It's exciting. Michael Clark might be staying at my house over the weekend for the tournament. If he is, maybe I'll have him keep me in gear and actually do like vlog type videos and stay on top of filming some content. There was no, you know, this video had reason, but at the same time, it was also very random. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thanks to my sponsors, MVP and Paragon. I still think we have 2 winners on the loose. I don't remember one person's name, but I know I shipped the reactor today. But if you won one of those giveaways, please reach out to me. I will eventually have enough free time to go back and look. But my free time is rather limited at the moment. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.